Peace. One of the biggest topics that's going around right now is the federal government is laying off hundreds of thousands of employees. That's one of the biggest stories of the country right now. Hundreds of thousands. According to the statistics, percentage wise, 65% don't care in terms of they want Trump and Elon to continue to trim the fat off the government, which essentially means to continue letting people go that work for the federal government, right? The other 40%, they think otherwise. Now, one of the ironic points on both sides is both agree. When I say both, I'm speaking in political parties, the left and right. They both agree that there should be some fat being trimmed off the federal government. Again, meaning some jobs should be lost or isn't significant enough, and there should be some type of cuts within the federal government. Both sides agree on that conceptually wise. Overall, they both agree. The disagreement comes in, and I'm keeping everything high level. I'm not drilling down, getting into the specifics. The disagreement is about how they are doing it, how fast they're doing it, and the magnitude of how many people is impacting at one time. So in this age of social media, there's this magnetic draw to jump on one of these social media apps or your account and to vent your frustrations for all to see. I would assume that it's therapeutic to some degree. And when people is seeing it, you can feel the sincere emotions about people losing their jobs, and they're explaining to you the hardships that is about to fall upon them. And the average person that's watching it feel a sense of empathy and compassion for the person's plight, right? So with that empathy and feeling that compassion, I will drill down a little deeper. So it's a few real life experiences that each person has dealt with or has not dealt with that will cause them to feel more empathetic, right? So if you are going through the same scenario where you are losing your job or you have lost your job, then you feel it. You're more inclined to think that that person was let go illegally, unjustifiable. You will find a reason to not agree with the person losing their job because you are empathetic and you've went through that scenario and you've had that hardship. Whereas somebody who has not been through that particular scenario and financially is okay and not overly concerned about, or not concerned at all about losing their job, they don't feel the same empathy. They feel the sense of wow, it's going to be kind of hard for them. But I'm sure they'll be able to bounce back. But not the same response as somebody that's waving a pitchfork and saying down with Elon and Trump, because they're destroying people's lives and they're destroying democracy. That would be the true definition of being emotional, right? So you also have to take into consideration that jobs have been cut, hundreds of thousands, high hundreds of thousands, probably 1.5 million, a couple of million or more jobs have been cut in the past 2 years alone. These jobs have been cut across the sector. All kind of jobs, right? So we know the automotive industry, we know the Amazons, the Googles, the Targets, the Costcos, the Chase Banks. Across the board, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of jobs have been lost in the past 24 months. So is the uproar the jobs being lost, or is who's doing it because you don't like them, or you don't like the way that they are doing it? And that's why I said in the beginning, both sides agree that they need to trim the fat. However, they don't like how it's being done. I personally have been through 4 scenarios. It's not a scenario. I've been through 4 instances to where I was working and the job basically closed, moved. A lot of people got laid off. So I absolutely understand getting laid off. I absolutely do. And this is over, say, a 20-year period. 4 of my jobs moved or closed, whatever. Everybody lost their job. I can tell you 1,000%, I was not mad at the company. I was younger. I wasn't mad at the company. I didn't even have the education, the experience education to really even understand what was going on. Well, I did. The first job, they actually moved, right? They moved to another state. So they closed their factory where I was at. So they moved to another state. I really didn't give it too much thought. I was just like, well, it's a business decision and it happens. I didn't have no money saved up. I was paying rent. I didn't know what I was going to do. They did give us a 90-day beforehand knowledge, like on this date, we're going to close down, They didn't even give me no severance. I didn't get no severance. I didn't have anything. Right. It also goes to your whole mentality about life and living and your expectations. I personally never think nobody owes me anything. No company, nobody, no friends. That's just my thought process, and it has to do with my upbringing, right? So I was brought up and I don't expect no handouts. My only expectation is I get paid for a service and I provide a service that I'm paid for. So for me, I'm not doing a job no favor, and the job isn't doing me no favor because I'm providing a service and I'm getting paid for that service. It's almost like an independent contractor, right? If a job decides to close, move, terminate, or work rapport or working relationship, okay, I'm gonna strap my boots up and go get it in the next gig. Really, that's it. My experience in life and my decision making has given me the confidence to know that I will persevere no matter what the situation is. I've done it dozens and dozens of times, and losing a job, I will persevere. Now, being as objective as I can be, I understand that people don't have that same mentality, and a lot of people haven't had hardships. Also, a regular person, right? If you work in a job to where you're getting 6 figures, you got a mortgage, you have a car note, you have credit card bills, you have real life bills and real life scenarios that need to be addressed, to where maybe you got a month or 2 of savings put up that will sustain you, but your bills are a lot, and you probably thinking like, where am I going to find another job making 6 figures within the next 3 to 4 months, right? So naturally, you going down the rabbit hole, you panic, and you lash out at your employer or Trump and Elon because they are disrupting your whole life, right? Your whole life is about to change. Which is absolutely true, right? So your whole life is going to change. My perspective on that, if it was me in that scenario, would be, right, so you're riding into the unknown. I don't know what's on the other side of that. Maybe it's going to be something beneficial. No, it's not maybe. It absolutely will be something beneficial, because I'm going to MacGyver whatever is inside the unknown, right? That is my thought process. I'm going to make it work no matter what. I have no other choice. It's people that depend on me. And crying and bitching and moaning isn't going to fix it. It's not going to fix it. So I would make adjustments to my lifestyle. And for me, the worst case scenario would be I probably would have to do some struggling and work a job that's making half of what I was making for a year, 18 months. However, eventually I will get back to where I'm supposed to be. It's 2 jobs. It's selling something on Amazon, eBay, something, right? I would have to make up the deficit because I would have no other choice, right? I would have no other choice. Even the job I'm working right now, the same scenario could happen. It can happen. I'm not going to wait until it rains to start looking for a raincoat. My raincoat is sitting right there on that coat rack. If it rains, I'm going to grab it. That's it. Definitely feel compassion, feel empathy for the people that's losing their job, that hardships that they perceive that is going to fall upon them. One of the mottos, Sun Tzu, The Art of War. In times of peace, prepare for war. Meaning get your weight up, save your money up, right? Prepare for life's ebbs and flows. And your lesson to blow. That's the build. I just wanted to come on here and give my thoughts. I consider it being positive. I'm sure people will be all right. They will figure it out. People are adults. People have skills. People have experience. They'll figure it out, and everything will be fine. So that's my build. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, let me know that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And we on to the next one, man. Peace.